Hey guys, what's up? So, hey, I've got a couple of messages here from a viewer who runs a mud truck and he wants to put nitrous on his truck. So he's brand new to nitrous oxide, so he's doing the best as he can to get himself educated. So he fired a whole pile of questions at me here, and I figured, well, we could actually make a video with this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read his first message and like all the questions in his first message. And then we're going to pick them apart one at a time and see if we can't come up with some answers here. When you put nitrous on your car, how do the buttons work? I have heard that your gas pedal has to be all the way wide open, then you add the nitrous. But how do you control what RPM you get? Because I hit max RPM on the throttle itself, if I add nitrous it would go way over. Would you have the pedal halfway open and then add nitrous until the RPM is correct? I have no clue about it and cannot find videos about it. Also, I'm confused on what solenoid you use. I have seen big ones and small ones. Does it matter which one you use? So let's go to the driver's seat here and have a look at a few things there. Okay, so I do got some stuff going on here with the steering wheel, with switches and stuff. And I'll show you what's going on here. So on the left side, that's the trans brake activation switch. And on the right side, I've got a couple of things going on here. This is the rest of the trans brake switch. It's actually, this actually releases it. It's an infrared switch in here. It's like the slickest thing ever for trans brakes. And I think that's called the Fat Lady switch. I really like it. That's a whole video all on itself just on that switch. But this here is a manual nitrous switch, and I really shouldn't even show you guys that because I don't recommend it, and you don't even need it. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. All I need in here is this switch here. This arms the nitrous system. Go like that. Okay, now it's ready to be used. So let's have a look under the hood here. Okay, so let's say I'm out there at the track there and I've activated the switch on the dash, and I'm ignoring the one on the steering wheel because I'm not going to use it. This is all automated, much better. So here I've got a micro switch right there, and it's actually on this little bracket right here, fixed to the carburetor. So now when I hit the throttle wide open, it rolls over like that and it hits that micro switch. See that? Completes the circuit. And now the nitrous is ready to be used if a few other things are in place. Well, there's some more safety things that I've got built into the whole electrical system here for the nitrous. And the next thing standing in the way is this MSD RPM activated window switch, and it's got chips in it. I'll pull this one out. So this is 4,000 RPM. So, and you can see right here it says on. There's on and off. So this chip will only allow the nitrous to be activated once the engine has reached 4,000 RPM. So, and this one here, it turns it off. I set this thing maybe 200 RPM less than my rev limiter. So it comes on here, 4,000 RPM, shuts off just before the rev limiter. So then what I can do is I just hold that thing wide open and you know, let it rip and let the electronics take over. So the next thing though, the nitrous still wouldn't activate even if the micro switch at the carb is on and we've reached 4,000 RPM. It still won't come on. I got some more safety features here built into it. Okay, so next is this fuel pressure switch right here, and it's constantly monitoring fuel pressure. If the pressure is too low, it won't complete the circuit and let the system become activated. So you see there's a couple of important conditions that have to be met before these solenoids can be activated. I've got one of those fuel pressure switches loose in a drawer here somewhere. I'm going to give you a better look at it. So real basic, very simple pressure switch, screws in with 1/8 pipe thread, and these things are actually adjustable. Most guys don't know that, but they are, and that's probably another video all in itself. Okay, so a concern also was if the engine has enough power to reach max RPM on its own, then what happens when nitrous is applied? Well, first of all, you've got that window switch. It won't let the nitrous be applied past whatever RPM you decide it can't go past. But that's the thing. See, if you've got so much power to wind it out on the motor itself, well, then you need to be in the next gear, especially with the nitrous on. I mean, if you need to give the engine enough work that the nitrous is being used properly. You don't want to just be at max RPM there and hold it. You want to grab the next gear and give it some load. Okay, so the next question was about solenoids. You know, big ones, small ones, which ones are the ones to get? How do you know? Well, don't buy solenoids individually, just buy the whole kit. See, this is what I have here is a 400 Big Shot from NOS, and it has a bigger nitrous solenoid on it, but it's sized correctly for this application. And whatever kit you get will have the right solenoids in it. Okay, so let's go to the second group of questions here that he sent. Was also wondering if it matters how much you turn the bottle on, as in how much do I open it up? Do you put a gauge on it and open to a certain pressure? Also, how do you run the lines from the fuel tank? Do you run a line straight to the solenoid, or do you put another pump on it? And why do you put a regulator on it, and how much fuel pressure do I need? Okay, so the valve on the tank here, all you want to do is just open it all the way or close it all the way. There's nothing in between that you want. It has nothing to do with, you know, pressure or don't try and control the flow with this at all ever. It's either all the way open or all the way closed. You'll have about 900 pounds of pressure in the bottle when it's full, and I've never had a problem with pressure or whatever. You get a bottle when it's full, you have all the pressure you need. As far as a nitrous pressure gauge on the system, I wouldn't worry about it. You know, I'm more concerned about how much nitrous is in the tank itself. And the label here, it shows you it's 14 pounds empty, 24 pounds full. It holds 10 pounds. So you can find out how much nitrous is in the bottle just by putting it on the bathroom scale. You know, if you've made several runs and you're not sure, pull it out, weigh it, and then you know what you got. Don't let it go all the way empty. Go to maybe there's 2 or 3 pounds left before you change it. Okay, so have a quick look at the fuel system here. I've got one regulator there and I've got another one down there. So I've got a big Berry Grant 400 gallon per hour pump in the back. This is the pressure line here coming from the tank. So it feeds this regulator and it feeds the carburetor. These two lines feed the carb. And then I've got another line coming off of that regulator. It goes down to a smaller regulator. And see, this one I've got set at 5 pounds because that's usually what most plate systems like, is 5 pounds of fuel pressure for the fuel solenoid. So this way I can have two pressures, 7.5, 8 pounds, for the carb. And then I step it down one more time to 5 pounds for the plate system. So fuel pressure is critical. You don't want to have small, weak little pumps. Some guys will run a pump just to feed the nitrous regulator. That works too, but I'm just using one pump. Hey, so that should cover all the questions that I got. Now, of course, there is more to nitrous than what's in this video, so if you don't know what the rest of it is and you're installing a system, you really need to do some more research. But anyways, so thanks for the questions, and it was a good video idea.